How's it going, ladies and bruisers? I'm Puppet Sixkilla and welcome back to Thronebreaker. We're just gonna carry on. I think we're nearly done with Lyria here, which is pretty exciting. We're gonna see what happens after that.
The gods punish us so? To be cast out by Nilfgaard, and now to face beasts.
I'm curious to know whether we're gonna end up changing characters or whether we're gonna have Meve all the way, no matter what. I mean, you get down to that road down there. There's some pickup items down there too, I can see them. Yeah, I'm curious to know what's gonna happen next. Maeve's such a badass, man. Maybe we'll get a whole new deck. New character, new deck, and everything. That wouldn't be that surprising. This looks like one of the treasure chests, doesn't it? I feel like it does. Maybe not. There's another pickup. I'm gonna have to learn more about deck building and stuff. It hasn't got enough into that yet, I don't think. Now what?
On their way to the capital, Meve and company happened one fine day upon a lone rider. Had I been at her side, I would immediately have recognized his passionate gaze and altogether chivalrous mien.
Identify yourself, sir, and your intent.
Ache of Denel I am dubbed, and my design I never conceal. The good book says the world is a garden which the gods once conferred upon man, and we men have this garden neglected. In consequence, all manner of filth has made its lair here. Drowners, ghouls, and other kobolds. I have sworn ne'er to rest until the day when, with the gods' help, I have rid the world of these beasts and pests. I wander all lands, seeking out evil and facing it in mortal combat.
Cool.
Who do we spy?
Nice moustache too.
Just as likely a madman.
How goes your hunt?
How goes your hunt? Caught the trail of any monster?
Monster? Too fair a term by far. An exceptionally vile worm has made its lair in nearby caverns.
Another dragon?
It is said to be the very distillation of filth. A slither in horror. A mélange of the macabre.
Cool.
Its head, that of a wild cat of Ophir. Its maw full of spiked teeth. The wings of a bat it is said to have. The tail of a scorpion, and from it, a thick venom drips. Learned men call this variety a manticore, or mardiacore.
Oh, cool.
Perhaps it will be most prudent, then, to send for a witcher.
Doesn't see it. It's not a worm then, is it? A worm's a dragon. Manticore is very different.
A witcher? Soulless automatons they are, all. Feeding on common folks' fears. What they demand gold to do, I perform without demand of any coin.
It's a bit harsh.
Sir Ake, far be it from me to discourage you. Your endeavor is noble, no doubt. But from what I have heard, manticores are exceedingly dangerous beasts.
To defeat this filth alone could be a difficult task, I'll not deny. Yet try it I must, for it is what I have sworn before the gods.
You're a badass, I'll give you that. But be nice to witches. I shall help you if you join us. If you then join us.
We shall help you find and fight the Manticore, provided you then pledge to help us fight an even fiercer and filthier beast.
Nilfgaard.
Of course, my lady. Yet what manner of horror is it? A viper? A griffin? A drake of some rare form?
Were it only. 'Tis a beast of 1,000 heads, covered in black armor, its fire consuming whole villages.
Noble lady. I know bestiaries only in parts, yet I've seen some of the world, and never have I heard of such a terror.
You need but look about you, and spot Nilfgaard's legions.
Devastating. But you must forgive me, your grace. This struggle between realms is not one to which I can lay a hand.
I cannot force you.
If such is your view, I shall not insist. The care you show for my folk I greatly appreciate, Sir Ake of Denel. Godspeed.
And to you, your majesty.
Not gonna force you into it. There'll be no point.
Scrap.
What do we got? Fucking nothing. Oh, there's something over there. It's on the other side.
Not a scrap. Nothing to bury. Blood's all that's left behind.
I guess this is where the Manicore is then, by the sound of it. I guess we better go tussle with it ourselves, huh? Oh, maybe we can't because of, I didn't force Sir Ake to join us. Oh well. Never mind. I'd fucking take it out anyway, we don't need his help. I mean, we might. We might actually need his help, but I'd do it anyway. I'd try anyway. I'd rather try and fail than not try at all. Yeah, there's a lot of resources around here. What's happening here?
One of them golden sons belongs on the side of my own ship.
Man. Camp rules, no pissing in the fire, no shitting next to the tents, no shouting at dawn. You break the rules, I break your legs. Oh, Lippy. Lippy Gudmund. I'm stealing all your shit, Lippy. See you later. And you made it fast. Your Majesty, Lippy Gudmund's warriors have started a brawl at the tavern. They've broken pitchers, drained all the barrels of ale, even eaten the innkeeper's cat. Their dancing and revelry is in celebration of their recent victory over a Nilfgaardian division. And they show no signs of slowing down. What are your orders? I shall pay for the damage. There's a small price to maintain allies in this war. Hey man, if they're winning, who cares, man? Go hard, you guys. Go ahead.
What's a folk moving about of late?
People do that. Moving about. Can't sit down forever.
One evening, soldiers brought before Meve the elf she had saved from a lynching. It seemed he had been the fiend who had poisoned the water barrels from which several soldiers had drunk, then suffered and died.
Yes, I did it. And I regret it not one bit.
Seethed the elf.
Nilfgaardian, Temerian, some brute from Lyria, you Dwan are all alike. I detest you. All of you, your filth for what you wrought with my brethren.
I saved you.
I'm proud. I am that even a few of your kind perished at my hand. Hail and Shay.
Meve pursed her lips into a thin white line. Reynard knew the expression. It did not bode well.
I should drag you to the capital, hang you high in the market square.
Meve said through gritted teeth.
Yet this you would want, am I right? For your folk to speak of you? For your folk to remember? Well, you shan't have it. You'll hang here, in the middle of nowhere, with but crows to witness it and then pick at your eyes.
It was a summary execution. No sentence was read, no last wish observed. The elf's corpse then hung long at the roadside, as none came forth to claim and bury it.
That's what you get, asshole. I saved him, and he still has shown no remorse for it. What
We
an
welcome
ass.
you home, your majesty.
Thanks, man. Not like you have a choice, or I'll hang you too.
Home at last, your grace.
We shall not enjoy it long, I fear. Soon we must face the black-clads in the field.
Yet a moment's peace we will have. After that drubbing you gave them at Dravigrad, they'll wish to rethink their strategy.
Meve had ridden out of Lyria in early spring, her retinue modest, as none larger was needed for the brief summit of sovereigns. She returned now to her capital, at the head of an army that dragged behind it bandits and Nilfgaardian prisoners in chains. The whole city came out to greet her. Its traders, craftsfolk, priests. Also, her eldest son and heir, Prince Willem. A boy who, it seemed, might never be prepared to rule.
Clearly.
Meve and Willem rode side by side past the cheering throngs. their faces frozen in regal smiles. It was not until they reached the castle stables that they found a corner in which to speak freely, candidly.
Welcome home, Mother. Content I am to see you, to be sure.
Content.
And I'm happy to
But
see
happy.
you.
Yeah.
Though I dare say I'd have been much happier to witness you leading an army towards Dravigrad. Willem, I trusted you. Left the realm in your care.
Indeed. And I, in turn, did my utmost to choose the best course for...
Willem, don't be so damned courtly. There's no one else here. My son. Nilfgaard has invaded our home. We're at war. When rulers don't strive and don't choose, when rulers grab their swords and shields and ride out to defend their subjects.
You didn't let me finish.
Say your piece.
All right. Say what you wanted to, please.
I feared I'd be hasty, Mother, and I didn't want to be. When we got word of the invasion, the lords convened at the castle. They demanded I hear them out. They wanted to give me counsel. If I'd rushed into the field to confront the foe, I'd have been half blind to the situation, not known all the options I had at my disposal.
A ruler never knows all the options. Yet he must decide and act nonetheless. I need to prepare. I'll see you at the Council of Peers.
And indeed she did, when the peers convened in the throne room. Surrounded by animal hides and Zerrikanian tapestries, the lords stood in tense silence, awaiting the queen. When her figure filled the doorway, they fawningly prostrated themselves.
As they fucking might.
We've myriad matters to resolve, so I trust you're well rested. Whatever the case, I've no doubt we shall meet the dawn afore we're done. Firstly, we must ask assistance. Pen a letter to King Demavend. Scribe, take this down. Dear... What? Uncle? Cousin? Blast. Again. I, Meve, by the god's grace, sovereign of Rivia and...
Your Grace. Mother. The peers and I, we've come to propose another solution.
Yes? Out with it.
We wish to acknowledge Nilfgaard's authority. Pledge fealty to the Emperor.
What? Surrender?
I beg your pardon.
The black-clad hordes outnumber our forces manyfold, and they're far better equipped. We stand not the slightest chance against them in open.
You will not lecture me about Nilfgaard's army, my son. All you know of them you garnered from coloured renderings, whereas I faced them at Dravigrad. I faced them and crushed them.
But your grace, the losses. For this fleeting victory in which you delight, how many of your subjects had to perish? Bend a knee afore the Emperor, and you shall spare thousands.
Nay, never! Understood, Caldwell? Not ever!
Oh, here we go.
I'd hoped to persuade you, but it seems I've failed. Nonetheless, the die's been cast. We've signed the accord with Nilfgaard. Our noble lords stand with me.
The blood left Meve's face. She had realized her son, who had ever professed to detest politics and shirked his duties as crown prince, had just stabbed her in the back, as had her entire court.
What is this? Treason to my eyes! The gallows is what awaits you!
Willem rules Lyria now. And should you not acquiesce and approve the accord, I fear only you, milady, shall have the pleasure to meet the hangman.
Don't get ahead of yourself, Caldwell. My mother will not be harmed. Not one hair on her head. Understood? Confine the Queen to the tower.
You err deeply, my son.
Traitor.
The queen was confined to a cell. Gilded armor she had traded for a simple robe, a courtly retinue for a swarm of rats. She was the very picture of misery. At the window of her cell, gripping the bars, Meve stood powerless, her anger so great she wept and wailed. Her Lyria was free no more.
No.
Have I come at a bad time?
Demons take you, Caldwell. You've long been at this scheme, haven't you? You left the strays of Sparla to roam the realm, to forage, so that I would have to look to them. And thus gained your cohorts the time they needed to complete Lyria's sail to Nilfgaard.
You've seen through it all, that's clear. After the fact, of course, but still.
Willem, you turned him. How?
The boy's not fit to wear the crown. Hasn't sufficient wit nor valor. I know this. You know this. Just, he knows it not. Willem fancied himself a statesman, wished terribly to prove he was one. I made it possible. I've been amply rewarded, I have. Palatine since just yesterday, in fact.
You'll have neither my blessing nor congratulations. Sorry to disappoint you.
I seek neither. I've come for another reason. To bid you adieu. Willem does not seek your death. Does not even fathom it, as you well know. Moreover, his resolve will wilt in time, and he'll wish to free you. So, come the morn, when the young king rides out to pledge fealty afore General Ep Dahi, you shall use your bed linens to hang yourself.
You play yourself.
I see. You wish to see me bow afore you, lie prostrate, beg you for mercy. Plough yourself with a pike, Caldwell. And you needn't send your thugs. I'll not falter nor hesitate. I'll take my own life.
Adieu, your grace, and use your last evening wisely.
Meve felt a rush of despair, yet bit her lip to mute any weeping. No, she would not give Caldwell the satisfaction. Morning arrived with the sound of footsteps in the corridor. Meve rose from her cot and stood in the center of her cell. She was prepared for anything. Well, nearly anything.
The Duke of Dogs.
Titles seem senseless under the circumstances, don't you think? Let's forgo them. I'm Gascon.
Has Caldwell sent you? To kill me?
No and a no. Actually, you're free. How shall I put this? That cad, Count Caldwell, used yours truly and the strays as bait in a scheme aimed at kicking your shapely backside off your throne. Now, I'm hardly vindictive. First to forgive, in fact. Take your threat to send me to the gallows. Forgotten already. Yet being played for a fool, I cannot abide. So when the strays freed me, I knew what I'd do to spite the Count afore I disappeared. I'd free you. That's to say, on one condition. You've got to request it of me, my lady. Courteously.
For my realm I will do this, and much, much more. Even bow afore a brigand. Thus I beg you, Gascon, Duke of Dogs, grant me my freedom.
Ha! Incredible! I've lived to see someone grovel with dignity. The true ruler you've got to be. You are free.
And grateful. Now please let me pass. I must get to the city jail at once.
Would you look at this woman? Free her from one prison, she flies off to the next.
They hold Reynard there. And if I've any ally left, anyone who's not betrayed me, it's him. I must get him out.
Yeah, we need him back.
Hold, my lady. Unarmed, alone.
We're taking the brigands. We got a brigand army now.
Have I any other option?
In a sense. See, they locked a few strays in the city pits too. Got a common cause, I'd say. Care to join forces?
The Queen took Gascon up on his offer. Then she, Gascon, and the strays snuck through the city to its dungeon. Reynard had not wavered for a moment in his devotion to the Queen. Never the slouch, he had also not lost any time.
I've inquired among the other arrested soldiers. Many are prepared to fight, even die at your side, your grace.
Seems they may yet get their chance. But now we must flee. All of us.
Yet in leaving the jail, the company ran into trouble. When Caldwell's cutthroats had failed to find Meve in her cell waiting for her secret execution, they had informed the Count. He, in turn, dispatched patrols into the streets. The Queen and her cohorts ran into one such unit.
Blast. We shan't outrun them. To arms!
Here we go. Let's see what our army's like now. We just lost all our shit. And thus Lyrian stood against Lyrian. At first, Meve fought only to stun, to wound, not to kill. Yet she quickly realized the soldiers opposite her held no such reservations. These men, who had saluted her but few days before, and whose faces she knew well, would pull no punches, soften no blows. Meve had no choice but to follow suit. Find an escape route. Once the escape route is found, gain more points than your opponent within 3 turns. It's a shortened battle, so we got 1 round. I don't know how this is gonna work. How do you do an escape route? What does that mean? Guess we'll find out.
Gascon? Bloody hell, where'd you get to?
Your Grace, we must make haste. Caldwell's roused the whole city by now.
How do we hit one of these then? Order. Choose a dark alley to escape down. Alright, we got a goon. Hired goons?
Aye.
Alright, here we go.
Don't like this.
Go. Another dude.
Should have listened to me old lady.
He's got 3 turns of cooldown. How are we meant to know which one's the right
Cursed traitors.
one to go down? That one. Nope.
This harvest will be reaping black clad.
Didn't think I'd leave you just like that, did you?
Oh, thank God. Thanks, dude.
Honestly, I did.
That's not very nice. Here we go. Now that's power, son.
Sod it. Sod it all.
Damn, they're pretty powerful too, though. Right, what do these do? Damage your enemy unit by 5 if it's on a row with fire damage. All units by 5. Set a row on fire.
I smell a leak.
Then we can mash that row with that one. God damn, every time. We gotta guess one right eventually, right?
Don't like this.
Your Grace, what guarantee do we have that they won't stab us in the back?
Well, that row's not on fire either. Oh, bugger. Move 3 cards to the other row on their side and damage any units moved by 2. Interesting.
Ever have a stone knock out one of your teeth?
Is that it? Fuck yeah, that's it. We just gotta beat them now. Should be no problem.
Again and again and again.
So they are getting pretty powerful out there. Mark a unit every turn on turn start, damage it by 1. When it dies, mark another unit. That's pretty handy too.
We'll catch them all!
We don't need to use your ability anymore. Boost! Because of all our loyal dudes, we're unstoppable. Their power's going through the roof. Now I got 2 more in hand that I can just power up even more.
for one like me.
You can move around, gain 1 point of power here, there, and everywhere. It's not going to make any
As you
difference in the
command.
end.
You mad? Don't shake that!
How do we make that fire stay? Doesn't matter, we won. That was easy. Why was that one so
I
easy?
thank you, Gascon. You and your men, for your aid.
'Tis nought, my lady. Strays never say no to a proper brawl.
No brawl this was. Sun rising against Mother. Lyrian striking at Lyrian. I fear a blood war's begun.
Come now. Seems to me the war's ended. Your realm's lost to Nilfgaard. You've no army to speak of.
Then I shall assemble a new one. And with it have Caldwell hanged, and drive Nilfgaard back across the Yaruga.
You're mad. How will you find the men? Riding from hamlet to hamlet, speaking from atop a crate?
No. I shall find them in Edirn. I've a favour to call in with King Demavend, and I'll sway volunteers to my cause on the way.
Well, you've your first willing warriors already.
Oh yeah.
How so?
We've nothing left in Lyria. Our hideouts are compromised, Caldwell's sure to set a price on our heads, and Nilfgaardians roam the land in numbers. Besides, I'll be right tickled to see proud Queen Meve fighting elbow to elbow with a bandit she'd wish to hang just a half day afore.
Well, it is said my foe's foe is my friend. And I'd be a fool to turn down assistance now, no matter who offers. So be it.
This is gonna be fun. Yeah,
Very high-minded of you, my lady. So, shall we shake on't? Nay? Well then, the high road beckons. Though first we must escape the city with our lives.
like
Follow
our deck's
me.
gonna get real motley now. Just whoever we can get, chuck him in there. See what we can do. I need some practice on.
Lyria was hers no more. Meve now had to flee her capital and realm as quickly as she could. Wont to travel the city streets in a gilded carriage, the Queen now saw them from a slightly different vantage point.
Is this the only way? Are you quite certain? The Queen?
Is a common fugitive now, so she'd do better to pinch her nose and whinge not at all.
At long last, Meve reached the gate. Yet this she found shut tight, locked and guarded.
Gods be damned.
Easy, your grace. Nothing we can't solve with a quiver full of quarrels.
Those are our men.
They were, Reynard, were.
Gascon's raiders were poised to loose their bolts, but were thwarted when the Queen stepped out in front of them.
What's she... Your Majesty? I've orders to arrest your grace.
Place me in irons, then.
Please understand, I haven't a choice.
Fear not. You'll be rewarded by Caldwell in Nilfgaardian Florence.
The captain's head dropped. His cheeks burned crimson.
Go, your grace. Flee now, but only to return.
Remember this, Gascon. I'm no fugitive. I'm a queen, robbed of her rightful crown. And though I may need to venture to the world's end before I return, I shall have it back.
Fuck, she's badass. Yeah, I'm gonna have to learn how to build decks now. I'm gonna have to look some of that stuff up. So I just used what I had.
Having fled Lyria, Queen Meve ventured into Edirn, her old friend Reynard and new ally Gascon at her side. The war had bitten into this land too. Still, Meve hoped to sway King Demavend to her cause, and with his aid, to oust the traitors, retake her throne, and drive the Nilfgaardian invader from her realm. Yet to start, she was forced to fight, Scoia'tael no less. Emerging from a wood, Meve's retinue encountered a unit of elven rebels just moments from hanging a handful of prisoners. Among the latter, the Queen spotted a woman, a proud warrior with a striking, thick black braid.
The lass I believe I know.
Well, unless we rush to her rescue, it'll soon be you knew her.
Well said. Lyrians, attack!
She looks like someone we want on our side. She looks badass. Oh, okay. I was gonna wrap the episode up, but I guess we're doing this. It was Meve's first clash with the Sixkilla warriors who bled for the non-human cause. The name translates to squirrels in common tongue, a reference to the ruddy tails fastened to their caps and helms. The ornament had become a hallmark for the partisans, much like the icy cruelty to which they subjected their human prisoners. Eliminate the Squirtel executioners. Do not let Black Rayla die. Shorten battle, single round. Nice and easy, single rounds are the way to go. So we're gonna do this obviously before we wrap it up. I don't even know what. Oh, we gotta learn all the new cards. What is this? After 2 turns on turn start, boost self by the power of the unit to the right, and then move to the opponent's side? This is gonna jump back and forth. Set a unit's power equal to the unit on its left. Oh my god, that's confusing. And 3 cast the other. Okay, okay. Let's just go with what we got. For now, we'll just go with what we've got. We'll figure it out
Can't
later.
breathe, Your Grace. We must rush to her aid.
Where is she? There, Black Rayla. If this unit is alone on its row, on turn start, move it to Meve's side. So I just have to murder everybody on that side. Got it. Right, I don't really know what I'm doing, but let's find out, shall we? Alright, what do you got?
Nay, Duanve Canest.
That actually hurt. Asshole.
Have it the white of an eye from half a league away.
Oh, what's her ability? Damage an enemy unit with all other enemies the same power by 4. There you go, can I have you back now? Gotcha! Oh, that was easy. Damn!
The Squirtel warriors shocked the Queen with their speed, their cunning, and their cruelty. Yet in the end, the Lyrians prevailed. When the last elf hit the ground, the Queen had her men untie those they'd sought to hang.
1,000 thanks, Your Grace. Heard many tales of your valor. Pleased to see there weren't just flattery and propaganda.
Black Rayla. Haga, we saw you there. You command King Demoven's special forces.
That's right. Though not many remain to command. So I see. How did it come to this? My liege sent me to wipe out a Squirtel band, led by a rat called Eldane. Followed the vermin's tracks for several days. Straight into his trap, turned out.
Hunting elves in the woods. Truly inspired, I must say.
Had no choice. Doing nothing would have brought us surer, swifter doom. The Black Clad have invaded Edirn. Thanks to Elven aid. They snap our supply lines, lurk like dogs, prey on vulnerable units and scouts.
You mean to say Nilfgaard's broken your defenses?
Aye. Though their march will soon halt, believe me. To advance, they'll have to take Rosberg, a stronghold that's yet to fall once. They'll break against its walls like waves upon the rocks.
I'm glad Edirn still defends the north.
While Edirn stands, the north is not yet lost. I'll convey your grace's words to the king at the first occasion. I'd rather hope to convey them myself. I have come to Edirn seeking aid. I wish to ask Demavend for support. The king is in Rosberg, overseeing siege preparations. I'm heading that way too to report on our skirmish with the Squirtel. I might serve as your guide. These lands I know better than any.
Perfect. You look
Excellent.
like a badass.
Guide on.
Okay. that seems like a perfect time to wrap this one up now that we're in Aedirn. That's where we're going to start off on the next one. I'm pretty excited to get into it and see, now that the deck's so different. I got to learn these cards, man. It seems way different from before. Till then, I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. Thanks for hanging out with me, and I'll see you in the next one.